Hello, hello everybody. Can you hear me okay? How are you doing tonight? If you can hear me, let me know. Last time I started the stream with absolutely no audio. So let's I'll hopefully make sure I'm not just a mime today again for the first part of the session. How are you all doing? Oh, hey Yogi, how are you? And hi Shawnee. Shawnee's already left a message a little while ago. Howdy Stacy. It's wonderful to see everybody. Thank you for letting me know, Yogi, that you can hear me. That is great news. And I'm glad that you liked the gold rings on last week's. I'll have to tell, I'll show it here in a second. It's right next to me here, actually on the ground. I'll pick it up off the ground. So I'll show it here when we go over to the overhead. And then we'll see what you think. I'll have to tell you the story of how that one went, because it was unpredictable. If you read my newsletter, you got a little bit of the story, but it did not go as I was initially planning. So I ended up having what I call unforeseen opportunities or unexpected opportunities. The Bob Ross version would have been happy accidents, and just rolled with it, and we'll see what happens. Hey Carla, hey Larry, great to see everybody. And by the way, let me know what you guys think of this new time. I'm test driving a new time this week. We'll see how it goes. That's my driving my driving motion, and we're gonna try a couple of new things this week. So I've got some fun in store. Holy smokes, Aaron is here too. Hey Aaron, maybe this new time is better after all. Everybody show lots of love to Erin so that we can get her back, hopefully for a guest appearance here soon. That would be pretty awesome, wouldn't it? Oh man, that'd be so much fun. All right, so announcements. My goodness, there's a lot going on. I'm working on some new PROCREATE brushes for everybody. That's what's sneakily beside me at the moment right now too. I have a workshop coming up with design cuts next week. So that I believe is next Thursday. So stay tuned for that one as well. And I'm still working on getting Calligraphy friends together and the Blackletter boot camp. We're going to have that starting up pretty soon. So lots of exciting stuff. So without further ado, I'm going to start by switching over to the overhead view. And again, please remember, if you like what we're doing here tonight, please remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That always helps out quite a bit. And let's just dive into the good stuff now, right? What do you think? So I'll start actually by saying I've got 3 pen colors that we can pick from today, and then we'll roll from there and see how everything goes. So the colors are black, number 2 is blue, number 3 is red. I'm skipping the fancy PowerPoint presentation this week. We'll just make it easy. So let me know what you'd like to see. Black, blue, red. I also still have the purple that we were using last week. So if you want to see that, let me know too. But go ahead and pick a color, and then I'll show you what we're going to do for the dipping colors, because it should be fun and interesting this week. All right. And yeah, I'll get to some more details. I see Yogi's already saying red. So let's jump to the overhead view while I'm showing the all right, I just realized, I don't know why, but in that view I was muted. So sorry. I'll run through this very quickly again, but I was just saying the gold rings ended up on the outside. For some reason, I was very desperate to use gold, and then you can kind of see it's a little bit overpowering because of the gold on the outside is so shiny, but there is a little bit of shimmer on the inside from the ink that we were dipping in, and then this is kind of that teal color that we were using for the outlines that you guys picked last week. So that was pretty fun. And I'll tell the story again from what happened there next. So let me check in and see. Hey, Ted. How are you, Ted? It's been a while. Great to see you again. Happy 22. Yeah, my goodness. It's been an entire year since we got to chat, right? So happy New Year to everybody as I sneak in today's cool piece. So... yes, I do live, Ted, and I'm glad to see that you're here. Again, let me know what you guys think of this new time, if this is better for everybody a little bit earlier. So far I'm looking through the comments, and I'm seeing, looks like a red and a black. All right, so this could get interesting. And Larry's asking about the gold rings. I will definitely get to that too. All right, so if somebody's got to break the vote between red and black so far, because I've got to, or break the tie between the two, because I've got my pens here next to me. So today I thought I would try just a slightly different design. And so you can tell I've already kind of drawn the outlines, and then I went ahead with my protractor, other pointing tool. I erased some of these sections. I don't know why. I thought it would be fun to try something new with like different areas missing. And then I did the same. We're going to do a two ring design. So I'm going to start with the outer ring, and then maybe if we finish next week, we'll start with the inner ring. Okay, it looks like Megan may have broken the tie. Red. All right, so let's see what pen. I'm holding the red. That's serendipitous. All right, so for the dipping color, I thought this would be fun. We're going to call it Mystery Inks for the dipping color because I have, let's see if I can get them all in frame. These are all of the ink bottles that we've used in all of the streams, and every one of them is filled with some kind of a different colored ink. So since we picked red, I'm going to slide those out of view, and feel free to start throwing some colors out at me as far as what you'd like to see us dip in, and then we'll go with mystery colors for the dipping. And the goal of this was to try just dive into doing some of the calligraphy faster so we have more time. So a few highlights. I've got this kind of a greenish blue. This is a much more green. There's gold. This may have been, I think one of these two is that crazy green that we used a few months ago. And then we have, this is the one from last week that started as gold shimmer, but got purple in it. So let's see. We're going to start with red. My gut always goes to gold, but I feel like we should try something different, right? What do you guys think? Oh, clever idea from Yogi. Don't look at the colors, just pick one. Okay, here, let's see how that goes. This will be interesting. So I'm just gonna, oh man. We'll shuffle them around. Okay. I've shuffled them around, and I'm gonna close my eyes. And let's pick this one. Oh, it's silver. All right, let's see how this goes. If we decide to change, then I will, I'm first gonna get it going. In the stirring thing that Aaron told me about. Here's the magnetic stirrer doing its work. Let's unscrew. And I've also, because some of these are so old that we've used them months ago, I do have some water nearby too in case I need to rehydrate some of these. We'll see how this goes. And here you can see it's doing its thing in the little stirrer. Thank you, Aaron. All right, so we're going to be using red and silver so far. Okay, let's test it out and see how this goes. This should be interesting. And if you couldn't tell already, I feel so disorganized today, doing everything at a new time. But I am using a gray paper today, so I thought that would be interesting to try doing that again. Because the last one we did on gray ended up turning really cool. Okay, I am going to dive into the silver. And the quote that we're writing, because I really don't know how this is going to work with the fitting, we're just going to have fun, and I'm going to pick one of my favorite poems, and I'm just going to start lettering, and then we'll see how much fits between this week and the next one. So the poem that I'll be lettering is one of my favorite ones. It's an Emily Dickinson one, and hopefully you can see it at the top right of your screen right now too. It's I think it's called Hope, but it's about hope. So that is the one. That's the one that I'll be lettering today. I know I'm not going to fit everything in here, but we're just playing and we're having fun. And just to let you know, I already messed up on this. I usually do a ring, right? Like kind of like these. But instead of leaving space for a ring, I just drew a line. So in the spirit of just rolling with it, let's just go with it and see what happens. And I see and I see Erin saying she's glad that I'm liking the stir. I love this thing. I love playing with this and watching the little metal stirring rod just bounce around in there. It's probably more fun than one human being should probably have with a magnetic stirrer, but hey, it's fun for me. All right. So let me know if you want to see any other dipping colors. We could also turn this into like a Frankenstein piece with a whole bunch of different dipping colors. So let me know. Okay, so let's see. Let me make sure make sure the ink flow is decent. I'll do a quick dab. All right. And I will start lettering. Let's see. Red and silver on gray paper. This should be interesting. So the first letter, or the first words, I'm just going to hide it for now. So hope is the thing with feathers. So I'm going to start over here. And can you tell the gaps that I've left in here? I even thought about using kind of a looser style, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. So let's try up here. Ooh, that is very cool. Can you guys see this? So it looks like I'm going with the calmer style to begin with. Okay, let me zoom so you guys can see what's happening here too. I think this is going to be an interesting combo. Oh, Aaron's got to run. Thank you for stopping by, Aaron. Always awesome to see you. And I'm telling you, we're going to have to get you back here if you want to join us. If we can persuade Aaron to join. That would be awesome. All right, so we'll start off with hope. So what did everyone do for your New Year's? Did you guys have a fun celebration? Wow, that's very silver. See, this is one of the things I love most. Never really know what's going to happen with these. And let's see, do I do a long descender? Yeah, maybe we'll go a little bit longer. I'll just extend it a little bit. Since I've got this line, I'll see how I can play with that line as we finish. Okay, so that's hop. This is turning out to be a very interesting color combination. Let's see, Ted. Bye. All right, Aaron saying no need to persuade. I think we've been victorious. Yay. I will be in touch. I will be in touch. Well, have a good night, Aaron. Thank you for stopping by. And I like Ted's comment. I was asleep. It was mid by 9:30. I was fighting that by 9:30. No, we had a nice time. So let's see. Hope is. Since it's the new year, just let me know if you guys have any other crazy ideas for this one. Okay, so you know me. I usually like to do the S's with giant descenders, but I'm probably going to restrain it a little bit this time. It's a little big with that one. Yeah, this combo is turning out to be really interesting. It's like, it's almost pinkish in some spots. I'm not gonna go too crazy with the T's because I want to keep this graphic pattern look to it. So I won't go too nuts with making the letters super tall. So hope is the, let's see. I can feel like maybe the tip of the pen is getting a little clogged. We'll see. Oh boy. Stacy's saying spent New Year's with family that came in for a surprise from out of state. Oh, how awesome. Had negative COVID test before coming. Oh, that's wonderful. Well, that must have been a super fun surprise. So happy you got to spend some time with your family. That's the best, right? Oh, and thanks, Ted, saying the colors look perfect for Valentine's Day. I guess we're getting close to Valentine's. You're right. This is going to end up maybe being an unexpected Valentine's piece. Oh yeah, see how it's drying out? We got 0 ink flow. It feels like it's time to break out the cleaning supplies. So I'll just leave this on while I gather the equipment. So there's the dirty ink jar. It could also be that the acrylic ink is so thick that it, like maybe because it's dried up over time. And then we'll get here's the little cleaning slip that I always tell people don't lose, because this is exactly where it comes in handy. Sometimes like even seeing just the combo of inks that come out from in between the plates. That time it was reddish metallic because of the silver. So let's do a trial run. Yeah. See, that's some juicy red there. And Megan is saying, I'm only 37, but I was in bed by 10. I get up at 6. Oh, goodness. Yeah, that would definitely smart to hit the hay earlier then. All right, ink flow is back. So hope is the thing. Let's see. So far I haven't misspelled anything. And I made that H just intentionally a little shorter because I don't want things getting too huge. This is interesting. Hope is the thing. All right. God, everybody's jumping in telling us their age and when they went to bed. This is hilarious. Hope is the thing. There we go. Okay, ink flow is back. Is good. Carla's saying I'm 65. I live in Oregon. 11:30, 12 midnight. Watch late night. Okay, well I think that works out well, right? Because you can catch, or is it later? My brain can't do the math right now to get the late night shows. Okay, now first decision. Do I go over the edge here? I'm gonna pretend like it just completely stops right at this little line here. So I'm only going to draw the first part of the G. And then I'm going to stop right there. Yeah, let's kind of give the illusion that it continues, like there's some kind of a gap there. So is the thing. So let's just skip the G, the rest of the G, and start with a W. Where these rules come from, I don't know. I just make them up on the spot. That's how it goes. I'm a big believer in it's important to learn like the fundamentals, but also believe it's important to play sometimes and have fun. And sometimes you can make your own rules too. If you're making some art, then you can experiment with what you like to do. It's the thing with. Let's see. Ted's saying if Mrs. Tamara doesn't watch the stream, let's help make a piece for her for Valentine's Day. Oh, that would be a cool suggestion. She sometimes watches the streams, but yeah. That might be a fun project for us. What do you guys think? Let me know. I almost turned that into an H. I was so distracted. Ted always with the genius ideas. Ted, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it wasn't it you who, I was trying to remember the last stream, we went through some of the pieces that we did in the past, and didn't you suggest the Friday the 13th piece right around Halloween? Because that was a lot of fun, is the thing with feathers. So we'll start with the F. That's logical, right? Start with the F in the word feathers? I'm not sure where else you would start. Kill me sometimes. It's the thing with FE. So let's just do the back of the E. Feels like my pen is drying out again. So maybe very timely. Okay, and maybe, let's see. I'm just dabbing it on the, yeah, I may have to clean it again. Wow. This ink may be super dry. See this culprit? So I'm just gonna give it a, just dipped it in water. Give it a little bit of a wipe again. See, maybe I don't have to use the slip. Maybe that'll clean it up. Yeah, maybe this is a good time. Give the pen a little breather just to show you the... Here's the... Can you see how metallic it is? Very reflective. More than I was expecting. Okay, so we started the E there. Let's see if I can get some of the A going. Oh, all right. Come on, ink, you can do it. Wow, I may have to keep the slip handy. And keep cleaning it out, unless the problem is that I'm out of red ink. That's also... Nope, looks like there's enough ink in there. More than enough. It's interesting. See, the red is usually a super wet ink. Like, for everybody who joined in last week... Alright, I'm cleaning it again. Yep, there was some stuff in there. For everybody who watched last week, and you can still see it if you want to hop on, the purple ink was so wet that it completely, or almost completely, overrode any ink that I was dipping in. I almost wrote an E. It feels like it may be a miracle if I make it through this one without a spelling error. Carla will keep me honest. Okay, it was F-E-A-T. So yeah, let me make sure I'm not behind on the comments. Admire my endurance. Why, thank you. Thanks, Ted. I appreciate that. And if I missed it, I did see that was you. So that is thank you for that suggestion. That ended up being a lot of fun. Can tell it's being a little bit more finicky. That's okay. We will just learn to work with it. It's the thing with FEA feathers. Okay, seems like maybe if I just keep moving, it won't hang up as much. And Carla found the poem. I'm pretty close to needing to pull it up again, so if you need a reminder, I'll have it on the screen here probably any second again. Oh yeah, for me here in Texas, it is 6:30 p.m. Yeah, I just checked the time. So yeah, did everybody hear the story from last week about how I ended up with gold rings? If you get the newsletter, you already got a summary of what happened. So here it is again. This is what we worked on last week. So we picked the purple. We were dipping in a pearlescent gold, if I remember right. And then we decided on the teal for the outline. And that's as far as we made it on the stream. It's a thing with feathers. So after the stream, like a few days after, when I went to finish it before I sent out the newsletter. I literally did, I think I did it on Friday because that's when I sent out the newsletter. So I was working on it that morning. It's the thing with feathers. And I had the idea of just doing a very a light, just a subtle, faint, yellowish background for the rings. So nothing super metallic or anything like that. All right, so I started on that, and I went over the outlines, and then started to fill them in. Hope is the thing with feathers. I feel like I'm juggling 4 different activities all at the same time. That perches in the soul. I thought that was what was next. Hope is the thing with feathers. That perches in the soul. So yeah, so I did the outlines, and then I started to fill it in using Copic markers. If you're curious. So yeah, I was using these. They have like a chisel tip. That's probably not the smartest thing to do. Lay it down on the artwork. They have a chisel tip on one end and then a brush tip on the other end. And I usually like using that brush end because you can get a lot of line variation just by applying more or less pressure. So it makes it easy to color in big sections and get really detailed with very little pressure. But I found something with feathers. I found that with a couple of the pens, because I was using a few different colors. I usually do that when I make those outlines, just to give it a little bit more life. And when I was using, it started with a very faint red, kind of a pinkish color. And what was happening is, for some reason, just globs of ink were pooling in the brush. And then while I was working, it would just all of a sudden drop a large drop of ink right on the page, where I was trying to be very subtle, right? Like I was just trying to do little teeny corner things, and all of a sudden this giant blob of ink falls on the page. So as usual, I tried to roll with it and just be like, okay, it's one spot, not a big deal. But then it happened twice or 3 times with that same pen. So where I wanted a very faint look, it ended up being very splotchy in a few spots. And then I thought, okay, well, maybe I'll just make it a little bit darker. I almost did a P there. We'll incorporate that little line in there somehow. Or I almost did another T. So I need a P. That perches. So I ended up grabbing a slightly darker orange just to help maybe add a little bit of darkness to some of the spots, just to blend things in, but still keep that same idea. Then the exact same thing happened with the orange pen, where I got these giant blobs of ink. So now I had giant reddish blobs and giant pinkish or giant orange blobs around the page. So I will admit I got a little frustrated then, but trying to follow the advice that I always tell people is, try to treat it like an opportunity to try something different, try something new. So I did. I remember that I had these gold inks or gold paints that I'd never tried. I bought them years ago, never tried them. They've been sitting in a little supply box, and I'd never done anything with them. So I thought, okay, I'll break out a brush, and I will start using, or I'll try this gold ink and see how it goes. Because I thought that since it's paint, it will hopefully be thick enough that I'll just be able to override the circle, and I'll have these 2 giant gold rings. And that's how I ended up with those inks, or those rings. So yeah, it was quite an adventure that morning. So that perches. So I'm going to finish the H over here. So what do you guys think? This is coming out very interesting as it dries. Sorry if Sorry if I went off screen there for a little bit. So have you guys had any happy calligraphy accidents recently that you had to work through? Or even any other just generally happy accidents? All right, looks like I'm going in for another cleaning. Oh, thanks, Yogi. Thanks, Ted. I'm glad you guys are liking the colors. So I'm going back to this. We're gonna, sometimes you just have to be patient with it. It's okay if it gums up the inside. I can just clean it. It's not that hard. Not a big deal. And then I still get to use my cool silvery reddish ink now. Now it's like a silvery red, right? So hope is the thing with feathers that perches. And I like this. We've got some extra time. Heck, maybe we can even start on the inner circle or do the outlines. What do you guys want? Would you rather see me do the kind of start on the detailed outlines or start on the inner circle? So I'm now having to apply pinky technique. So this is what I was hoping by starting a little bit earlier, that we'd have more time to do stuff. Like calligraphy stuff. So let me know what you're thinking. Would you like to see outlines? Or finish the inner circle with a different color? Ooh, there'll be some new color selections then. Just that perches. We'll do the S. There we go. Oh, thank you, Yogi. So Yogi's voting for the inner circle. And Ted is asking, did I get any art toys for Christmas? I did get some art toys for Christmas. Goodness. Oh, man. I'm going to get there. You're going to distract me, Ted. This is dangerous stuff. I did. I got a couple of new fountain pens. I got some new inks that I'm very excited to try. The ink vent calendar from Diamine. I've been into fountain pens for years and I've never known how to say that. That perches in. And there were definitely a few other things. I'm looking around me. I got some ruling pens that I'm excited to play with. I just need time. Really, that's all I need. But I'll have to show you what I was looking at that I was saying, and no worries, Ted. What I was looking at was that perches in. Is one of the things is right next to me, and it's a really cool, like, rainbow colored pen. Perches in. So yes, if we have some time, maybe I'll grab that and show that cool thing. Because yeah, the fountain pens can get crazy. I love writing with those. In addition to parallels and automatic pens. Oh, that was all the room. Okay, look at that. We did. All right, let's take a. So far, if no one else jumps in, we'll be doing the inner circle. So let's zoom out and you can see what we've got so far. So this is kind of the interesting pattern that I just decided to do on a whim. I'm looking for my cap now. All right. So let's darken this up a little so you can see. What do you think? So it got an interesting look. So in there, as you can see, kind of the shimmery ink. All right, so I think I saw one vote for the inner circle next. You got one? Yeah, Megan saying we got one of the ink vent calendars. Yes, I was very lucky. Actually, the super awesome Angie, who has been on stream a couple of times in the chat, she was kind enough to send me one for helping out with a lot of the events over the year, and I was so surprised. It was such a big surprise, and I love fountain pen inks. One day I'm gonna bust out the collection for you to see. Okay, looks like inner circle. So what color? What color should I use for the inner circle? We've got this red. I could go blue. I could stick with red. Could go purple. I mean, heck, green. Let me know what you think. Let me see what's next to me. Larry's also voting for inner circle. I'm going to actually need a smaller pen for that one because it's sized smaller. Okay, while you guys start deciding, I'm just gonna add a couple of my little center effects here. Okay, I see one vote for blue from Yogi. Oh, Larry's going black. Interesting. That's interesting. Well, we had a vote for black earlier. Was that Megan? Am I right? So maybe we'll go black then. Hope is the thing. Okay. That could be interesting. Okay. So if we go black, do I dip in the silver again? Or what color ink should I dip in? While you're thinking, I will be dotting. Oh, Stacy's jumped in with black. Ah, greetings, Stacy Goodwin Podell. Greetings to you as well. Nice to have you here too. Thing with. Oh man, it looks like I missed something. Ted, this may be about fountain pens, possibly? Another rabbit hole? If it is, it is a ginormously dangerous rabbit hole. Particularly if you're into calligraphy already. But if you have questions, let me know. I was very into them for a long time. Okay, Megan is saying go black and dip in blue. Oh, that's interesting. Larry's saying silver. Yeah, okay, it looks like Megan knows what I'm talking about here. Oh, Ted said that fountain pens intimidate you. Don't. Definitely, I encourage you to give it a whirl. It's not as bad as you may think. And there are some very inexpensive ones actually out there that you can kind of test your interest on. And because they're not too expensive, you don't feel bad experimenting with them. But they can be a lot of fun. That was one of the other new Christmas toys. I found a new manufacturer or a new brand of like flexi pens, fountain pens that I gave a try, and I was surprisingly happy with them. They were more flexible. That's one of the big draws in the fountain pen world, is pens that have flex nibs. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I'd be happy to share some fountain pen knowledge too, because it is so much fun. All right, I think I heard let's take stock. So black and dip in blue. I was liking the sound of that for some reason. Black, dip in white or silver. Okay. Well, let's see. So we've done this with silver. I mean, it could be interesting to do black and blue. That would be pretty crazy, right? Let's see what blue I have. I have this blue already in a container. I do not have... That looks like a silver. These are all mystery inks right now. Maybe we'll do this one. It's kind of like a greenish blue. So let's bring in my stirring friend. And we'll get him to start stirring this blue. I feel like it's blue or green. Bleen? Is that a word? B-L-E-E-N? Oh, goodness. I just amuse myself for hours. So here's black. This is going to be interesting, my friends. Sorry, I just headbutted the camera there. So eager to see what's happening in the little world of ink. And Ted said, "Yes, sir. I said they intimidate me. I'm into bullet journals and know many bourgeois. That's a new word for me. Bullet journalists, I would call maybe. These fountain pens. Yeah, I would imagine they're really cool." Oh, cool. Megan said there's disposable ones. Would that be? Are you thinking like a Pilot Metropolitan? Would you consider that disposable? I'm trying to remember if you can refill it with ink. Okay, maybe this is stirred in enough. But yes, totally. We totally encourage you. We totally encourage you, Ted. Give it a roll. You may be surprised at how fun it is. Okay, where did I start with the outer circle? Hope here. Let's go opposite end and start the inner circle. So this is the fun of working in circles. I have to remember what I left off on. Let's zoom back in. I'm excited that we still have 20 minutes to write more. That perches in. Okay, so the sole is where I need to pick up. So Hope started here, so I'm going to start here. It perches in the sole. So I need the sole. Okay, here we go. Black. This is going to be interesting. Black dipping in bluish green, or bleen as I just called it. I probably should have tested to see how much, if the black was flowing well. Oh well, it'll be fun. This thing perches in the... Okay, interesting. And this is a smaller pen, so we're going to be able to fit more words in here. Oh yeah, wow, look at that. Can you see how it's turning really black all of a sudden? That's cool. See, these are the little experiments that I love. And you never know what's going to happen. So every time it's a little bit different. Oh, that was really wet there, so I had to go fast. Perches in the sole. So now I could go crazy with flourishes on this inner circle. What do you guys think? Should I keep it tight or flourish? I will leave myself the option. But let me know what you think. Perches in the sole. So I just brought it down a little bit. I didn't go too far down. And I really can't wait to show you just how metallic this is. I don't think it's coming off on camera as much. Let's see, Megan said varsity or V-Pen. Oh, I wasn't aware of those. So they're disposable, huh? That's cool. Knowing me, I would probably end up trying to find a way to change the ink in it or something like that. I would probably try to find a way to save it so that I didn't have to throw it away. The perches in the sole. This next part of the poem is the part that I always mix up. So I'm going to pull it up on screen again. It's like, and sings the song without the tune or something like that. And sings the tune without the words. Just in the soul. Sings the tune without the words. Keep me posted if I mess that up. So that's the letter A. And Carla's asking, are fountain pens easier to adapt to than the Pilot pens? Do you mean like these parallel pens? And I would say possibly, just because at the end of the day, a fountain pen it's just supposed to operate like a pen. So like people just use them for everyday use. You don't have to use them for calligraphy or anything like that. I've seen folks at offices who just use fountain pens just because they like it. So you don't really have to do calligraphy. You could use it for normal handwriting, for your normal notes and stuff like that. So in that respect, I would say they are easier than these pilot pens because this is a very specific style of calligraphy. And sings. So yeah, they can actually be, like, some of them don't flex at all. They're just very firm. And sings. So hopefully that helped. Thanks, Carla. I'm glad you're liking the blue. Oh, Megan's saying, I think you can eyedrop it. Yep, bluish green. Yeah, and that's Carla saying bluish green. Yeah, for anyone who's not familiar with eyedropping, it just means, like, for the equivalent with this parallel pen, look how much ink I have on my finger now, would be to, like, take the barrel out and instead of using a cartridge, filling this up with ink and then just screwing it back on and using the actual barrel as a reservoir. And sings. So that's kind of the idea of using an eyedropper. So some fountain pens, pardon me, some fountain pens you can actually use in a similar way where you can just fill up the barrel is meant to be the reservoir. Okay, and I'm still deciding how much flourishy goodness to do later. Let's see, how are we doing on time? Oh, close to 10 minutes. But I'm excited that we made it this far. Sings. The. Seems like Megan is a resident fountain pen superstar. Most fountain pens have a rounded tip, unless you get a stub nib, so you don't have to worry quite so much about if your hand is slightly rotated. That's good to know. I honestly haven't played with stub nibs a whole lot, so I was always kind of curious about those. It sings the... Yeah, I've already forgotten what the next part of this is. I just remember the... And sings the... Is it tune without the words? Song without the words? I really should memorize this poem. I like to write it so much. I always end up writing the wrong parts. Or writing the wrong words. Alright, it's time for another cleaning. Let's just try to get some of that stuff out. See, sometimes just a little bit of patience and you can get some cool stuff. Or maybe a good time to even show you how this looks. Let me just wipe off a little bit. Just kind of get a little bit of flow back in there. I've got this ink all over me now. I'm going to look like some kind of a metallic Incredible Hulk by the end of this. It'd be interesting. It'd be like the combination of the Hulk and Iron Man, I guess, right? Okay, now we got that black back. All right, I'm going to finish this little section and I'll show you what it looks like so far. And good point from Megan, too, about the fountain pens. Who knew this was going to turn into, like, Fountain Pen 101 tonight? And sings the... Iron Smurf. Ted, you kill me. I love it, Iron Smurf. And sings the tune without the words. Okay, it sings the tune. Iron Smurf. I haven't thought about the Smurfs in a long time. It sings the tune. This is turning out to be a very interesting gradient, like between the metallic. I think we were trying to call this blue first. And my eyes might have lied to me in terms of what color this actually is. It sings the tune. All right. So I'm going to take a little pause here. I mean, I was trying to be cool and be the Incredible Hulk, but Ted brought me to the Iron Smurf, which I'll accept. That's cool too. Smurfs were fun. So anyway, let's take a look at how the metallic looks on this one by switching off one of the lights, and we'll make it. Let's see if I can avoid getting ink on the camera too. It's like a dicey operation here. Can you guys see how it looks? So I'll zoom out. And we'll focus. So can you see, look how metallic the inside is too. So yeah, that's how it came out. And then we'll zoom in so you can get a close-up too. Because this is what it looks like when I'm working on it. It's very shiny, like shinier than you would expect. So what do you guys think? How did we do today? Let me turn on some more lights so you can see again. I'll keep going for a couple minutes. Maybe I can fill in. I mean, hey, maybe I can get the rest of this. All right, let's see. Sings the tune. If I go, I mean, don't ever go fast. When you're doing your own calligraphy, just take your time, relax, breathe, enjoy. Sings the tune. Let's see how fast I can, or how far I can get. What do you guys think of this one? Larry's giving me Iron Man. And Carla's saying I learned with Flex calligraphy pens. Oh, cool. Yeah, there's such an amazing world of just pens to explore. I mean, fountain pens are... they're just bonkers. When you start getting, like, you can get into vintage pens. Those have like vintage gold nibs that have a unique and like very nice flex to them. I almost tried to unscrew the top of the glass jar. Sings the tune without. Let's see if I can finish. This would be a first, finishing 2 circles. What other, does anybody else have any other favorite, like, random supplies, or has anyone else out there tried fountain pens? I promise I still like Blackletter. It's fun to chat about fountain pens, though. Sings the tune without, 5 minutes. What do you guys think? Think I'll be able to finish this? Oh, thank you, Ted. Thank you, Carla, for helping too. Things a tune without the. Oh, I almost made that an H. Sings the tune without the. That's what I get for trying to think and write at the same time. We're close without the... And I thought what I copied and pasted on screen said word, but I think it's words, isn't it? Words plural. that's what makes sense to me without the... All right. We're getting close. I think I'm going to make it. Oh, sorry. I'm in my haste, I've moved off screen. Sorry about that. Out the word. Oh, sorry. If that keeps focusing randomly. There we go. Out the word. We did quite a bit today, right? Ted saying, I'm looking at some pens called Zebra Mildliners, and seeing how they do with Bible marking. Cool. That sounds interesting. I have not heard of those pens before. Out the word. And Megan, I've gotten into watercolor painting and have discovered that you can use fountain pen ink as if it was watercolor. It's fun. Holy smokes. Fountain pen ink is watercolor ink? My goodness. Or is watercolor paint, I should say. That's interesting. I remember I actually did a class with Angie, who I mentioned before. And holy, that's a lot of ink that got on the pen. And she actually had us take like a pen. I think it might have been one of the Sparkle Pot pens. Doesn't seem like I can go through a stream without mentioning Sparkle Pot pens. But I think she had us use those and then like draw with them onto a palette. And then by adding some water, they ended up like, you could use them like paint as well. It's amazing. Just all of the different things that you can do, like just by experimenting and trying out new ideas. Well, that one went a little wobbly. It's the tune without the words. Wow, I got it. 2 minutes to go. Let's see. And never stops at all. So I'm only going to get a couple of words in from here. Or a couple of letters, I should say. And A, and oh, down to the wire. How am I doing? All right, look at that. We did it. My pen has got just an absolutely fantastic amount of ink on it. My fingers have got ink on them now. But we did it. Both circles. Let me know what you guys would like to see for the outlines on this too. Oh, thank you very much, Carla. Carla saying loves the colors and beautiful. Ted, Tamara needs to start a Facebook group so we can share our art. Junior United Artists of Tamerica. You're killing me. First it's Iron Smurf and then US UAT. That's ridiculous. Oh my goodness. But I actually am starting, that's what I'm working on building, is Calligraphy Friends, so that we all can have a place to like share our art journeys. And I want to do more, like much more explanatory streams and stuff like that. And I would actually love to hear, what would you find valuable in a community page? Because I would really like to focus it on what would be helpful for all of you too. So I thought about doing some reviews of historical manuscripts and stuff like that, because I found a whole bunch of those. So there's so much. But anyway, before I wrap up, what do you guys think? Here's the metallic shimmeriness of both of them. Let me turn off one of the lights. I feel like it shows better just how much it reflects. So yeah, my goodness. So next, I'll have to figure out what to do in terms of the outlines, and then maybe adding some other design elements. So let me know as I'm wrapping up here. Tell me what you think for outline colors for the inside and outside. It could be metallic, it could be regular like a felt pen. And then we'll see how this design turns out. It should be interesting, right? Never done anything like this. All right, so now we have to figure out how to switch back to our chatting mode. Alrighty, so what did you guys think? How did we do today? Let me switch off the ultra bright light. So here it is, next to me. That was fun. So just, sometimes just randomly erase some parts of a shape. Do a circle, do a triangle, do a square, do straight lines. I forget that you can do straight lines, right? So yeah, just have fun. Try different designs. You never know. Like when you try something new, you might get a new idea for a different pattern. Like I was saying, when I started this one, I thought about doing it in a looser blackletter style, like I did, I think it was right around Halloween. So yeah, but this one I ended up doing with kind of the more structured style. Sorry, my voice is vanishing, but pardon me. But thank you again for joining me today. I would still love to hear if this was a better time for everybody, because I'm still deciding whether to go back to the later time, or whether to go back or to stick with an earlier time like this. So let me know if this was easier for people to join in. If you can like the video, that would mean the world to me. Subscribe if you haven't already. That also helps so much. And yeah, let me know what you think about outline colors. Let me catch up on the comments and see if I've missed anything. Thank you very much, Ted. Thank you, Stacy. Stacy's asking, what will you put in those gaps, if anything? My initial thought was just to leave them blank, just as some kind of an interesting, pardon me, design gap. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. Let me know if you have any suggestions. That's sometimes how I just make these and play around, is just try an idea and then see where it ends up going. But my initial thought was just to cut them off. Just cut off the lettering in each of those spaces and leave the gaps as they are. But we'll see. Maybe something will happen and will change, because I don't know if you could tell while I was closer, but I did the wider part of the inner circle where this little smaller part is. So I thought that might do something interesting. So we'll see. If you have suggestions, I'd love to hear them. Thank you very much, Larry, for the nice. I appreciate it. Thank you, Yogi. It was so awesome to have you here. And Carla, thank you. And Ted, as always, you made me laugh the entire time. And Larry, thank you so much. So stay tuned in the newsletter to see when the next stream will be. It might be next week, hopefully, if I can sneak it in. But in the meantime, I hope you all have a super happy new year. Thank you again for calligraphizing, another made-up word, calligraphizing with me tonight again. And I really do hope you all had a fantastic new year as I look for my exit screen here. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a wonderful day, wonderful evening, wonderful week. Take care, everybody. Goodbye.